happy hour, which we do every Thursday around 4 o'clock. I hope everyone's doing well, staying healthy, staying busy. I know I've gone from going about 150 miles an hour to down like 20 miles an hour. And I don't like the slowness of sitting around, even though we're working and we're doing stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we can't currently do, so we're trying to do customers was after they call the servicer, the lender that they're currently with, and make this request. One of the things that I suggested to them was once the lender agrees to move forward with the process of reducing the PMI, I told the clients to make sure they request a full appraisal to be done, not a drive-by or not a BPO, which is a broker opinion type of drive-by appraisal. So a full appraisal is what should be requested so that you get the full picture of how much equity you have in the home. And this way it'll make the lender's decision a lot easier for them to remove the PMI. If you have any other questions on this particular topic, feel free to give me a call, 305-588-0451. Let's get into the reverse mortgages a little bit because we've been kind of busy with the reverse mortgages over the last few weeks. We have a lot of new people that have been calling, and their main objective is because of the current situation. They've been thinking about the product for maybe a year and a half, and now with this situation, their biggest objective that they're telling us they want is to get rid of the current mortgage payment that they have. They want to be able to have a little more serenity in their life and not have to worry about making future payments in the event that something would happen with their job. So we've gotten several calls like that. The other ones are the people that want to refinance a reverse mortgage that they've done in the past. So these people are looking to enhance the additional cash liquidity that they have. So we run the numbers for them, and if they feel that the additional funds that they're going to receive is adequate to their liking, then we're moving forward with the complete process. So we have the new HECM reverse people. We have the ones that are looking to do a HECM to HECM refinance. You may have noticed yesterday we closed on one of those. And those clients are going to be receiving additional funds that they didn't have access to before. The last one I want to talk to you about on the reverse side is what they call the HECM to HECM purchase. We're having a lot of questions on those because there's people that maybe are moving down from the Northeast to Florida. Could be people that are downsizing, and they're asking questions about, instead of buying the house for cash, what are their options with the reverse mortgage? So a reverse mortgage for purchase allows you to buy the same house that you were going to buy for cash, but only with 50% down. That 50% down includes the closing cost and the down payment. So let's say somebody wants to buy a $700,000 house, and they sold their longtime home in New Jersey, and they want to come down here and buy another $700,000 house, and they're over 62 years old. So what they could do is take the $700,000, put $350,000 in the bank for liquidity and future emergency basis, and only use $350,000 to purchase that house and have no monthly mortgage payment. The only thing they would have to pay for is the taxes and the insurance. So we're getting a lot of questions on that product, and specifically for people that either want to downsize or people that want to move from the Northeast down here to Florida. The last thing I want to talk about on the reverse mortgage side is the single unit condos. In October, FHA approved the single unit condos, and we've already closed on one, and we're processing the final documents on a second one. It's a little more tedious than the regular reverse mortgage, which is normally done in 30 days. The condos, single unit reverse, are taking about a couple of months getting through all the nuances of the secondary market investors that are actually doing these loans. So it's taking us a little more time, a little extra documentation, but they are getting done. So if you know anybody that would like additional information on any of the reverse mortgage products, doing it for the first time, a reverse mortgage refinance, a reverse mortgage for purchase, or a condo single unit approval for reverse, have them give me a call. My cell phone is 305-588-0451. The next topic I want to talk to you about is what's going on in the real estate world. As most of you know, we're considered the one-stop shop because I'm also a realtor with RE/MAX Advance. And some of the things that we're noticing is people are still buying. People are still looking at homes a little cautiously because of the current situation. We are adjusting to showing houses a little bit differently as far as a lot of virtual tours. In some cases, it depends on the seller's willingness to show the house, the realtor that we're dealing with on the other side. So eventually the buyer will get into the house, but maybe the initial offer is made based on a virtual tour with the condition that during the inspection period, they get in to go and see the house. What we are suggesting to our buyers is that when we go see the house, that we don't do the full family caravan of 10 people, that we leave it to maybe the husband and wife or just a single buyer, so that we don't create a lot of traffic through the house and we don't make the sellers uneasy. So that's one of the adjustments that we're making right now during this current situation. One of the things we're seeing is a slight decrease in pricing. Today, we ran a search here in the West Kendall area for one of our pre-approved buyers. And this home is in the 420 to 470 price range. And when I pulled up the initial search, there were 98 homes that were in this vicinity in West Kendall. Out of the 98 homes, I noticed that 36 out of the 98, or 37% of the total search, had red arrows indicating a drop in price. So that could be a thing to come. And that is the sellers being realistic regarding what's going on in the marketplace right now. And that could be something that's going to happen moving forward. And depending on the price range and the condition of the house and the appraisals that are still coming in, that could have an effect on pricing. We didn't see any prices going up. The other 63% were basically stable in pricing, but that is something that we're looking at. And from a buyer's perspective, we're letting our buyer know that, look, these might be the motivated buyers in this search that you're looking for. And it might be the first ones that we try to take a look at out there because the sellers might be motivated more than the other people. So the other thing we're looking at, and this is just my personal opinion, I think that a lot of condo owners, not only here in Florida, but from condos in the Northeast or the Midwest coming to Florida, a couple of things I think are going to happen. One is the fact that they have gone through a very difficult time living in these condos in these cities. I think that when they move down to South Florida, they may just be looking for a single family home instead of going from condo to condo. I think that what that's going to do to our market is possibly stabilize the prices of single family homes throughout the state of Florida, not just South Florida. And I think that that'll be one of the things that retains the pricing on the single family home market here in Florida. You may also have people that are currently living in condos here in Florida that may want to go to a single family home. And the reason for that is that they might have felt boxed in. They couldn't use the facilities of the condo, the pool, the gym. And those are some of the reasons why people might be reassessing, instead of going into a condo situation, going into a single family home. Again, that's my personal opinion. We'll see what happens over the next few months. And the last thing I want to talk about is what's happening with the regular conventional loans, the FHA and the VAs. So on the conventional loans, over the last week, we saw some easing and lowering of the interest rates overall, specifically for those borrowers that have a 720 FICO credit score and above. As that happens and the market begins to stabilize, the same thing that happens in that category of credit score will probably go down to the 680 to 720, and then the final phase will be the 620 to 680 range. So we're talking to our clients on a regular basis that are on standby so that they can secure the originally quoted rates before all this craziness started and the market went into a high turbulence situation. And they understand. And we're just trying to keep them as informed as we can. Some overlays on the guidelines that the lenders have put into place are, slowly but surely they're being reduced. And we're still waiting on the pause that we have with FHA, because FHA in a lot of cases did increase the minimum credit score to 640. And there's a lot of people that fall into the 580 to 620 range. And those are the ones that right now are on pause in order to move forward once the lending eases up a little bit. And I still think that that will happen sometime between now and the end of the month. Jumbo loans, those are loans that are over $485,000 and above. Most of those loans are on total pause right now because of the way that those loans are sold afterwards. And even some banks locally that normally do jumbo loans and they hold that mortgage to service it themselves, they have slowed down taking of the applications or shut down completely until this situation gets better. So once again, if you have any questions about anything that has to do with the mortgage or real estate market, give me a call. Mario Quintero, 305-588-0451. Hoping this gets over with as quickly as possible, since probably all of you out there also, we're going to get through this like everybody's saying, and hopefully things will be better than ever. So have a great weekend. Once again, Mario Quintero, the one-stop shop, produced by Mario's Home News. Stay safe.